Hi, I'm Emily, the Gambling Chef, and welcome to my slot and cooking channel. It's Japan Week, so we're going to be paying tribute to not only games that feature Japanese themes, but also the Japanese slot manufacturer Konami, and they make some of our very favorite games, so I'm really excited about this one. Please be sure to stay tuned to the end of the episode because we are going to be cooking a Japanese themed recipe together. We're here at the beautiful Graton Resort and Casino in Rohnert Park, California. Let's go have some fun. All right, we are starting it off by playing Ninja Moon, Dollar Storm. Our Super Grand is at 77,000, Grand's at almost 11,000, Nature's at 729, which is why I sat at this machine. And I'm actually going to start with the 375 bet on the 25-cent denomination. Let's see what happens. So we need 3 of these for the free games, and our Ninja here is wild. That looks good. Only 15 lines at the 25-cent denomination. All right, 16.25, I'll take that. She is our best symbol with the tiger, I think, coming in second. And then we have these blue symbols. That is called a tori. It's like a gateway to a shrine. It means different things. And we also need 6 of these beautiful moons for the hold and spin bonus. So let's see what happens. I love Dollar Storm. I won the Grand on the Emperor's Treasure version of this game. Ooh, 2 more. Almost. Okay. 625, nice, take it. But these are all great games. Very exciting. Okay, we got 4 of a kind tiger there, 750. Got some 10s, we'll take 10s. We'll take 10s all day if they pay me. 27.50, very nice. It's funny, I don't by default do the 25-cent denomination, but I really do like the 375 bet on there. So 2 more. Ooh, I was gonna say I'll like it even more if you give me the bonus. But I used to just default to like $5 on the $1 denomination. And then I think I played this a couple times and I was like, hey, this is a great bet also. Math's a little trickier, but you just divide the numbers in 2 and divide them in 2 again. Okay, all right. We got a 4 of a kind of her. This should pay 17. 16.50, nice. Tigers, $4. You guys need to tell me in the comments, 3 of you please, what your favorite Japanese themed slot machines are. There are ones, ooh, we almost had the bonus. There are ones featuring both samurai and ninjas. And I did a little research, and samurai were hired, you know, very professional fighters that usually worked for the government. 2 more. Darn it. And ninjas were more mercenaries. But the interesting thing is that samurai and ninjas work together. So I didn't do super duper in-depth research, but I thought that was very interesting. I'd love to drop a Super Grand Chance ball for a minimum of $1,000, please. Come on, Ninja Moon. Okay, saved us. The tiger saved us. All right, I'm going to put more money in. I will be right back. I was kind of debating if I wanted to leave this denomination, but I decided to stick with it because I just feel like something could happen. So about 3 rapid fires? 1, 2, oh, 3, nothing. I'm gonna take it down to 50. I mean, hopefully I don't have to, but come on, 2 more. Oh, this is a good one, the $75. All right, I'm gonna go to 10 cent, 250. And hope that we can get something to happen here, my ninja friends. One more, come on. Oh, goodness. Three more. Oh, this was always, I didn't want to say this at the beginning because I didn't want to jinx myself, but this I always felt was the hardest version for some reason of Dollar Storm. They're probably all the same, but to be, it's a hard one. And it is being a little tough this morning. Come on. Just give me this golden sun. Oh my goodness. Oh. Nerve-wracking. I don't think we're gonna get the 20 cents out of this. No. Well, that was disappointing. We are going to move on to our next Japanese themed slot machine and see if we can do a little bit better. Okay, moving from one ninja to another. This is All Aboard Masked Warrior. And because the Mighty Panda version of this has been so good to me on the 2-cent denomination $3 bet, let's start there and see if Masked Warrior wants to do the same. Oh, almost had the bonus. We need 3 of the Tories or 6 trains. And our ninja buddy is wild. Okay, a little $1.80 hit there. This time I am going to say it out loud because it didn't matter anyway because Ninja Moon was so mean that I've always found this version, the Masked Warrior version of All Aboard, to be the hardest as well. So we're hoping that perhaps today that will not be the case. I am going to completely take credit for that one. That's a nice one. That's $27 right there. We're on 2-cent denominations. We got $6, $3. I made that happen. Absolutely. All right, let's go. We need to drop a train. Just one at a time, please. Okay. Take 2. Oh, sorry. Here we go. I was too excited. Okay. Normal numbers down there. 1 train. This one. This one. This. All right. Fine. We'll still take it. Already over $100. Okay. Again, normal numbers there. We really don't want to drop 2 trains at a time. Just one. Oh my gosh, it's insisting. It's insisting on the 2. That's okay. That is okay. We got a beautiful bonus going. We got another $27 coin from that. We have 3 spaces left. If we fill it up, we get the grand. Let's just work on getting 1 more train. Go. I'm not seeing a lot of trains there right now, but it can still happen. I'm going to take a deep breath. Let it out. All right, and go. Works every time, baby. doesn't necessarily work every time, but nice. Okay, got a $15 win. We just need another train. Let's keep going. I see one in there. Go. All right, I'm gonna do the same technique. Deep breath in, breathing out, and go. Didn't work that time, but that is okay because we have our $262 bonus. Beautiful. Thank you, Mass Warrior. Thanks to my brilliant rapid firing skills. We got ourselves a fantastic bonus. It's awesome. Just gonna enjoy that music for a second. I'm gonna calm down and be thankful for that one. So good. All right. I'm gonna press the button and get recentered here. Okay, well, let's give it a couple backup spins here. That's $1.50. And do a $2 spin. Ooh. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cash out my ticket. I'm gonna put a fresh 100 in, and then if we don't win anything else, which hopefully we do, we're still up $100 on this game. I'll see you in a second. Okay, here we go. Back at it. Always be good about setting your limits. Again, that's why I cash out tickets. I like to know exactly how much I put in the machine and how much I'm taking out, and that keeps me from going over the edge. So I recommend best practices with that. Forget what the free spins bonuses are like on this one. So let's get that or more trains. I will take either one. It might have even been the first time I got a train bonus on the Mass Warrior version, and it was a good one because we had that nice $27 coin that we started with. Ooh, almost. Doing a rapid fire. Ooh, almost worked again. Okay, no more rapid fires. Ooh, almost. Doing a rapid fire. I know I was kidding that I got the bonus. It just changes the timing, and it changes the timing of the spin that you're on. Also changes the timing of the next spin. So, all right, $1.80. Ooh, sounds so good, but it's only half of the amount of trains that we need there. Do you have anything else to give us? Two more. Oh. I feel like our wild ninjas don't come out that much. They don't need to if we just drop some trains. No. No, all right, I'm gonna do a $1 spin. Okay, well, we had that amazing bonus, so we are ahead $100 on this game. Let's go to our next game. Okay, we are playing Phoenix Link Sensei Master. Of course, karate is a Japanese martial art, so I had to play this game. And they're new-ish. At this point, I would say new-ish, pretty new. Get the volume up here. Might be too loud. We'll find out. I'm going to try the 25-cent denomination, and I'm going to try the, what bet am I doing here? 15 lines, $3.75. So those red patches are our free game symbol. We need 3 of those, or we need 6 of the beautiful Phoenix Link numbers to get that bonus. And you'll see the guys doing different karate poses. Of course, I grew up with the OG Karate Kid movies and love them, love Cobra Kai. I think we're almost at the end of it. I think they maybe have just released or are about to release the very final episodes of that series. But my favorite is the first Karate Kid movie. Terrific movie. I recommend you check it out if you haven't ever seen it. These games do have a must hit by. It's a must hit by 1,888. And I don't recommend you chasing those. This one is at 679 and it goes up by 1 every time you land a Phoenix. 2 more. But chasing it, especially if it's this low, is just not a good idea. I don't think chasing it at most levels. If it was at like 1,800, absolutely. But you're just gonna spend your money. And they can go off at any time. So I feel like you just have a better chance of it randomly going off when you decide to play than trying to chase. All right, let's see what kind of luck Sensei Master can bring to us. 225. So far, we haven't really hit anything great here. 450. A rapid fire twice. It's our little karate sidekick guy. Last spin already. Wow. Okay. Well, apparently I need to put more money in. I'll be right back. Okay, and I think I am going to change to the 10 cent and do the 250 bet and just see if we have a little bit better luck. I at least want to try to get a bonus on this bad boy here. Come on. Mini's 100. I'll take it. I'll take free spin. I'll take anything. I'm going to throw one $5 bet in. Why not? Does that help us? It did help us. I'll do one more $5 bet then. That didn't really... I'll do one more. Why not? Why not? Okay, back to 250. The push-up guy. I can do some push-ups, but not on my knuckles. At least I haven't tried. It just looks really painful. No, thank you. Okay, one more. Oh. Darn it. 2 more. No, you really want to give us a bonus. Oh, this must hit by is at 1,300. It's much higher than our last one, but again, doesn't mean anything. Well, it doesn't not mean anything, but it's not a good thing to chase. Doing 2 rapid fires. Oh, that'd be nice. That would be over $1,200 if that landed. That sound is always one of those sounds you're like, whoa. It's a great thwacking sound, but it's even greater when you actually land one. Man, you're playing hard to get, Sensei Master. What else? What other bets can I try? Let's go to the 5 cent and 250 on 5 cent. Doesn't really make too much of a difference. I'm just trying to change things up, hopefully change my timing and or the game's timing and see if we can get a darn bonus. Come on. Okay, 560, at least we got a line hit that time. She is quiet. All right. pretty sure we were gonna get that one. So I pressed the Phoenix. Let me figure out what to do. I'll be right back. Okay, so I did two things. The first thing I did was there's a little free play swipe and win. I got $60 in free play. And the second thing was I switched to a different Sensei Master machine, even though the major is slightly higher on the other one. It was just being so mean. And I want to try to get a bonus. So we are going to do the 250 bet on the 10-cent denomination using up my free play and see if we can get anything to happen. Come on, Sensei Master. No, you can do it. Throwing one $5 spin because why not? That's weird. That button doesn't want to work. One more. Yes! Woohoo! Oh my gosh. Okay, that was a fantastic time to switch the $5. Now, let me turn this down here. So loud. This is 10-cent denomination, so nothing's huge on the board. We've got 10, you move the decimal point one place over to the left, right? So, left, right. Move the decimal point one over to the left, so it's $10, $5, and then the same over there. So, let's drop that minor for 500, the mini's 100, filling it up for 34,000. I will take any of those things. Oh, I saw that mini going in. That's 25. That's our biggest one. I'll take that. Yay, we actually got a bonus. $10. Nice. Okay, we got 2 spaces to fill in. And we got 1 spaces to fill in. Okay, I mean, let's do this. I don't see any light going around there. I think that means it can still happen, but it's not as likely. Let's do this. Okay, deep breath. And go. Okay, last spin. Let's just go for it. Go. All right, we will take that. Thank goodness. Oh, I'm so glad we switched machines. That only used up about $20 of our free play, so that's great. And again, for a 250 bet, it's going to be, oh no, we're a $5 bet, I forgot. It's a great bonus. All right, 130, thank you. Beautiful. Super happy about that. We're going to listen to our victory music for just a second. Okay. Okay. Now, get everything recentered. I'm gonna have to press the button because I cannot see where it's gonna land until I do that. So the question is, I'll do another spin. Sorry, my brain's trying to wrap itself. I'm gonna keep at the 250 bet for just a little while longer just because it gives us more opportunities to win, even though we just won that. Whoa, yeah, baby. Heck yes. We just won that on the $5, but now we got 250. This has multipliers. Okay, I had to think. The Queen Shoe and this one have the multipliers, and then the General Tso and the Confucius Say have the spinny reels, I call them. I like the multipliers, so let's get them. Line up much except the kings there. Push up guy. So loud. Push up guy lined up a little bit. I'll take a re-trigger. I will take just a massive. We want multipliers everywhere. Multiplier. Nope, doesn't help us. Oh yeah, we can get that bonus too. Come on, 2 spins. We got this. Okay, we got a little piece of it right there. Nothing massive. All right, well, $22, not a great bonus, but we still got a bonus. And again, it's on our free play, so we'll take it. All right. Nice. We still have $20 in free play left. So glad you got to see both the bonuses, and I'm glad I switched machines. Sometimes you just have to, I just had this feeling, I'm like, I gotta get off that machine. It is not helping us. All right, I'm gonna do one more $5 spin with our free play. That is our last free play amount. And what do we get for that? We got $7. Nice. So let's see, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna drop back down to $2.50. I'm gonna take this ticket down to $1.50, and then I'm gonna cash out the slight loss. Well, I mean, I might not actually. If we get another bonus, I shouldn't be so pessimistic. We could get a massive line hit. We could get another bonus. Line it up, my Sensei master friends. All right, little push-up guy. Love another hold and spin. Those are really nice numbers. Got kind of excited. Started singing. Okay. All right, last spin, maybe. What do you pay? Oh, last spin. I tried to say one more and it just didn't come out. We're gonna cash out there. That was fun. Boy, that was a roller coaster and a half today. My heart, whew, like I always say, who needs coffee when you've got slot machines in the morning? Please stay tuned because we are gonna go to my kitchen and cook a wonderful Japanese inspired recipe together. So I will see you there in just a second. Welcome back to the Gambling Chef Kitchen. Today we're going to be making miso soup from scratch. It is not difficult at all. Just some of the ingredients might be unfamiliar to you, but if you don't have a local Asian supermarket, then you can easily get them online and they're not super expensive. This is a very meditative process. It's all about drawing the subtle flavors out of the ingredients, and I am really excited to show that to you today. Let's get started making our miso soup. Okay, these are our ingredients to make dashi, which is the stock part of miso soup, and it's the one part you can kind of make in advance. You really don't want to make miso soup in advance and then try to reheat it too many days after you make it, because that's not one of those things that holds well. But it's very simple. So the dashi only consists of water. This is 4 cups of water. And then the next ingredient we're going to use is kombu. And kombu is actually just seaweed. It's like a kelp. And it comes in sheets like this. And you're going to see kind of white powdery stuff on it. You don't want to wash that off. So we're going to use this. And we're almost going to make like a tea with it in a sense, because we're not going to boil anything. And then we've got our bonito flakes, which are smoked and dried fish flakes. And those are our ingredients to make the dashi. It's very simple, very easy, and very meditative. So let's go over to the stove and we will get started with that process. My pan is on the stove and I'm going to turn the heat on to about medium low. So on my stove, that's like a couple notches below medium. And I've got my 4 cups of water in there already. And then I'm going to put my kombu seaweed in here. You're supposed to cut some slits in this to release more of the flavor, but I found that if I just try to do that while it's dry, that it ends up cracking a little bit. So we're just gonna let it soak for a second, and then I'm gonna lift it out and I'll cut the slits in the side. So I'll be right back when we do that. Just gonna be like a minute or two. Here is the kombu. It's just been soaking for a second. And again, I'm just gonna cut a few little slits in the side. We're just, again, trying to release some flavor, but if you don't soak it for a minute first, then it will break on you. And I found that this is the best way to prevent that from happening. Okay, back in the water it goes. Now, the reason this is on medium-low heat is because we are trying to gently bring this to a simmer. If we rapid boil this, it's going to kill our ingredients. And the whole purpose of this is really to gently bring the flavor out of the ingredients, which is really what Japanese cooking is all about. And I love it for that. It's just kind of a beautiful process. So this is definitely about the process. And we want this to take about 10 minutes in order to just be boiling. We're not going to bring it to a massive rolling boil. It's going to be just boiling, and then we're going to take the seaweed out, and then we're going to add our bonito flakes to the water. So we'll take our time with that process, and I'm going to show this to you again in a couple minutes, because as it gets warmer, there's going to be some scum that starts to form on the surface of the water. That's just the seaweed releasing its essences, and it gets a little bit of kind of almost, I hate to use this word because it sounds bad, but it gets a little bit of slime that it releases. And that's another reason we're not boiling this, because it'll get bitter and slimy. So I will show you what that looks like as this starts to get a little warmer, and that's when that happens. And I will be right back. Okay, this is gonna be a little bit difficult to see, but you can see some little things starting to float around in the water. So those are the types of things that you want to remove. Again, it's gonna be hard to see that, and it's not too bad yet. So I'm just initially getting a little bit of this off of here. But once this starts simmering more, there'll be a little bit more stuff that comes to the top. You're just gonna skim that off when it happens. You can actually already see there's a little bit more particles that are coming up. We're just trying to make a really nice clear broth. I might show this to you one more time if I see some more obvious things floating to the surface so you can see what that looks like, but I will be right back. Let me turn this back on again so that you can see that this is starting to get a little bit of this kind of foamy slime stuff right on the edge. And if you feel like this is taking too long, like you don't want to take 20 minutes, you can raise your heat. I raised my heat to about medium because it was taking a while, and now some of the stuff is starting to come out of the seaweed, but you just keep a bowl by the stove, use your spoon, and take that off. And this time for real, I will be back when this is about to boil. Okay, our pan just started boiling. I am turning the heat off, and I am taking our kombu out and put it in the bowl I was using to put the skimmings in. And now I'm going to go get our bonito flakes. Time to add the bonito flakes in. This is 1 cup. Do not tightly pack that. These are very strong. And now we're going to bring this to a boil. So I turn my heat up to just below high. If you have pets, just beware, because they will smell these bonito flakes and think that you are giving them the treat of a lifetime. And it was funny when I was trying to get these online, the reviews that I saw were all based on people's pets liking them versus people using them for actual recipes. So it was a little bit amusing to me. But just find a brand that seems decent and purchase it. So once this comes back to a simmer, I'm actually going to give this just a little teeny stir here. Again, we are not trying to bring this back to a high boil or anything. I just want this to come back to a little bit of a boil, which we're almost there. So we're going to do that for about 30 seconds. Because we are not, I'm turning the heat down too, so we don't get crazy boiling. It's a lot easier when you have a gas stove too. All right, so about 30 seconds total. And then after that time is up, which I think we're about there, I'm going to turn the heat off. And this is going to sit for 10 minutes. So I am setting my stove timer for 10 minutes. And once the 10 minutes is up, we're just gonna strain the bonito flakes out of the broth, and then our dashi is done. Now you can just use a powdered dashi for your broth and then follow the next steps to finish making your miso soup. That's gonna save you some time. But I really, really wanted to show you the authentic way of making this because, again, we're talking about 3 ingredients. That is not difficult. And I think that you can do it. And it's kind of fun to explore different recipe methods and things that you maybe normally would not try at home. So I will see you when our 10 minutes have elapsed and after I have strained the bonito flakes out of our dashi. Okay, I have strained the bonito flakes out of our dashi, and this is what it should look like. It's a beautiful golden color and it should smell just like the ocean. So that is done and ready to make our miso soup with. And then we just have 4 ingredients. The first ingredient, probably one of the most important, is our miso paste. This is an organic red miso that looks like this. And it is quite delicious, but you can definitely use other types of miso paste. This is silken tofu, a little difficult to work with, but very traditional for miso soup. And then we have wakame seaweed, which when you have miso soup, you know, there's little pieces of seaweed floating around in it. This is that stuff. And a little bit of this goes a long way. And I'm going to show that to you in just a second. And then our final ingredient is just a garnishing ingredient, which is green onion or scallion. So let's go back over to the stove because I'm going to show you how to add these ingredients and finish up our miso soup, which is just going to take a couple of minutes. The first thing I'm going to do, I've got our dashi back on the stove over a very low heat. I'm going to take a tablespoon plus a teaspoon of our miso paste, which is 1 teaspoon per cup of water. And I'm going to grab, I use this spoon to get my miso out of the container, but that's fine. I'm going to grab a couple of teaspoons of water, and I'm actually just going to soften it by mixing it in the bowl here. And that's the first thing I'm going to do. So you'll hear me kind of mixing it just to, if you don't do this and you try to strain it in there, it's going to be more difficult, but we're also not going to add this directly to our broth because it has some chunks in it. And if we do that, then it's going to be chunky and we definitely don't want that. Now I'm grabbing the strainer I used for the bonito flakes, but I am just putting it over, I washed it out, and I'm just putting it over our dashi, and I'm gonna scrape the miso paste into the strainer, and then I'll show you what I do to utilize all of the miso. I actually kind of dunk the strainer into the broth, and I'm gonna mix it around a little bit. So this helps get all of the miso out of there, but the chunks will not go in. I found that if I just try to strain it through here with water, that I'm not getting all the flavor. So I'm just going to make sure that it all goes in the broth until just these chunks are left. And that's it. Very simple. So you can see like we have these big chunks here. Trying to get that in focus. Almost looks like a oatmeal. And we don't want that, but we do want the flavor from the miso. So our miso is in our broth. And remember, we don't want to boil this. We do want to heat this so it's nice and hot. So I'm raising the temperature a little bit, but we don't want to at any point boil our miso. That destroys the flavor. We're going to add our wakame seaweed, and this is up to your discretion, but I'm telling you, this stuff, it's like I always add too much. So I'm just going to add, this is maybe a tablespoon, and we're going to see if that's enough. It takes a while to soften up. So I like to make sure that I get it in pretty early. We don't want hard seaweed in our soup. I will be right back. I am going to show you how to chop up our silken tofu. So I have plunked our container of silken tofu here on my counter. I lost a corner, but we're not going to actually use the entire thing because it would be way too much. So we're probably just going to use about this much, like not even a quarter of a package. And I've got a bench scraper that I'm using because, again, cutting this and getting it to look nice is very difficult. So I'm going to do that. This is the way I've found to be the easiest. So I cut it kind of in a half, and now I'm cutting it in thirds. And then I'm going to cut my thirds into nice little bite-sized cubes. And again, this might even be too much for the soup. I probably won't use all of this. Take off the ends because they don't look pretty and I'm trying to make it pretty for you. So I'm actually going to take just this and see if you use a bench scraper, then you don't mangle it. Trying to do this in your hand or other techniques I've seen, it's like impossible. So I'm going to go put this in our soup and then I'll show you what it looks like. We're almost done. Our miso soup is done. You can see how beautiful it is. Again, you can add more or less of the wakame seaweed if you want to, but you have to be really careful with it. Just grows like tremendously, as you can see. I think this is just about the right amount. It looks beautiful. So the only thing that I need to do now is plate this up in a bowl and garnish with some scallion, and it's time to eat. See, it wasn't hard. It's just a meditative recipe. You have to treat the ingredients with respect. But this will be the best miso soup that you have ever tried. I'll see you over in a second to taste. All right, it's done. I've garnished with some scallions, and I really wanted to taste this off camera for you so you could just see how beautiful it is. We've got our seaweed and our tofu and our scallions in here, and you can see the wakame seaweed, how much it kind of tends to grow and why you don't want tons of it in your soup. So let me give this a taste. It's delicious. I mean, it's easily the best miso soup that I've had. The broth is light. It's not too fishy. That's why you don't want to pack in those bonito flakes. And it's got the light saltiness from the miso. The flavors are perfect. And I really hope that you guys give this a shot. Don't be intimidated by new recipes. Give them a shot. I'm going to have one more spoonful. It's that good. I mean, if you have a cold or if you don't have a cold and you want a light dinner, this is perfect. So please check out the recipe for this on thegamblingchef.com. It's going to have all the details for you. And I will see you next time.